6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Peace, everyone. Welcome to the Friday Listening Party. I'm Eric Leo 108, author, rapper, philosopher, and today I'm debuting a brand new track like I do every Friday. This week's drop is called Greta Thunberg. Before we jump in, drop where you're watching from and let me know if you've read the blog post yet at fience.com. Fience spelled Fiense. Check out the store. I could really use your support. If you hear something in the track that hits you, type it in the comments. Let's go bar for bar. Okay, who made the beat? Raini Beats. It was produced by Keanu Beats. Who does it feature? There's no feature. Is it Cosmic Love? Um, Not as far as I can tell. And then announcements. So what did I do today? I worked on getting the blog post up all day. I did a new. I did a refresh on my Instagram. I have a cold. I'm currently sick, so. All right. So I'm going to read the blog post at fience.com or ericleo108.com. And then we'll go into a listening party on uh, on the track. I'm currently on Instagram, YouTube, and school. I will have to get off Instagram for you to hear the music, and then on school, the audio is never great. Let's see. This is what the blog post looks like at fience.com. I'll be reading that part until up to here. And then there's a whole blog post. Hi, SpongeBob. Okay. Greta Thunberg, Global Warming and Climate Justice. Greta Thunberg is my 150th official release and 234 track published. The beat is by Raini Beats and was produced by Keanu. This is the kickoff of single releases for the Mr. Congeniality 2 album, which comes out August 28th. The album are songs about women I find inspiring. This Greta Thunberg track is another track about global warming, like the Global Warning album, or singles like "Can You Hear Me." The focal point is about Greta, but the song is really about global warming, whose solutions she champions. In the hook, I say they'll know you for how you tried. In particular, what I meant by this is the Paris Climate Agreement was pursued to try and prevent 3 degrees of warming, which has severe irreversible effects on the environment and makes the planet less habitable. It has recently been announced that 3 degrees in warming is inevitable. We tried and Greta tried harder than most. Greta gets at the root causes and often talks about the same things I do, like fairy tales of infinite expansion in a finite world, which is the ideology of a cancer cell. The problem is that the economic doctrine doesn't give the environment political. The problem is the economic doctrine doesn't give the environment political and economic representation, and whose benefit is unaccounted for and seen as a resource instead of a producer. That is essentially what Nouveau economics is about. Nouveau, if you go to nouveaueconomics.com, you'll see that explained. Nouveau spelled Nouvea, economics.com. Greta has recently turned to protesting the Palestinian genocide because it's about climate justice. Climate war is a climate multiplier. It shares the same power structure, and solidarity is a prerequisite to global action. Thunberg argues climate change disproportionately harms people who are already marginalized. In her view, any system that tolerates mass civilian suffering undermines the moral basis of climate action. You can't demand global solidarity on emissions while ignoring large scale human rights violations. Her claim is ethical and systematic. A world that normalizes mass civilian harm will not seriously solve climate collapse. Hey, what's up, people? Honestly, I get emotional at times with this song and cried a couple times in the making of it because it's deep truths and Greta's representation of the greatest global issue of our time. I hope Greta and activists find it inspirational. Okay. We're gonna go into a we're gonna go into a listening. We're gonna listen to the track now, which means I have to get off Instagram and I'm gonna start TikTok. The best place to watch this on is YouTube. Anyways, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my family. You're awesome. I love you very much. Until next time, you take care, alright? See you, Instagram. January 2nd, 2026, Friday listening party. Okay. While I'm dealing with that, I'll play the song and then I'll go through it. They'll know you for how you. They'll know you for how you try. And they'll know you were always right. And they'll know you for the cries. And they'll know you for your fight. Record carbon, not a lie or myth. We are seeing the consequence of the global heat index. You're a fool to ignore. Your kids will never know oceans, coasts, or skies, quite like your ancestors who destroyed their lives. The vision of a world where the axis aligns to the capture of jewels and the energy arise. The house is burning, the flames are high. You don't negotiate with flames, you make them die. Progress not measured in speeches, it's measured on emissions. We didn't start the fire, but we must extinguish it. Hope is work, tied to results. It's never too late, although it's hard. The fight for good is worth every minute. You dedicate yourself, are courageous and gifted. They'll know you for how you try. And they'll know you were always right. And they'll know you for the cries. And they'll know you for your fight.
fight. The future's not guaranteed, it's built by choices, and we're running out of both. We really gotta focus. I know times are rough, and the system seems hopeless, but this is our time. The magnum opus. Jesus of Nazareth was reincarnated as a Swedish climate activist, saving from annihilation. The wrong Amazon is burning. Billionaires are safe while the temperature rising. The profit is private, the damage is public. They call it riots, but it's not in your stomachs. You can't eat GDP, you can't drink stock prices. In fact, those are tied to environmental vices. We don't want your pity, we want your panic. We don't want your letters, we want your action. We don't want your excuses, we want your habits. We don't want your world, we want a better planet. They'll know you for how you try, and they'll know you were always right, and they'll know you for the cries, and they'll know you for your fight.
Okay.
We're always right, and they'll know you. They'll know you for how you try.
So, like I said earlier on the about the in the blog post, they'll know you for how you tried that Paris Climate Agreement uh, to make sure there's not 3 degrees warming because it makes the planet more uninhabitable. Um, yeah.
And they'll know you were always right.
So history will see her as being right and doing the right thing.
And they'll know you for the cries.
So there's in America among conservatives, there's like this image of her getting upset at I think it was the UN, but when she said that all you have is fairy tales about infinite expansion, which it is. It's fairy tales about infinite expansion. Like you can't have infinite expansion in a finite world. That's the ideology of a cancer cell. Growth for growth's sake is the ideology of a cancer cell. So they'll know you for the cries, but they'll also know about they were legitimate cries.
And they'll know you for your fight.
Uh, yeah, she puts up a big fight for climate um, solutions and justice.
Record carbon, not a liar, man.
So I start a lot of my global warmings about record carbon. It's the one metric that it's like you can't ignore. Um, and it's very simple to understand. There's record carbon in the atmosphere. Carbon heats up the atmosphere, causing more severe weather, um, and things like that. And how to climb it, which has devastating effects like disease spreading and because and parasites, things like that, because of the heat.
We are seeing the consequence of the global heat index. You're a fool to ignore. Your kids will never.
Yeah. And then conservatives in America will talk about how they'll gaslight you and say that it's not like or the Earth isn't warming, but it is.
For no oceans, coasts, or skies, quite like your ancestors who destroyed.
So the oceans are dying. Um, that's our life support. Like a third of the world gets their protein from uh, the ocean. Um, So, and their kids won't know oceans, coasts, or skies, especially with like the thing with like hurricanes and stuff like that. They won't know. It won't be the same.
their lives. The vision of a world where the axis aligns to the capture of jewels and the energy arrives. The house is burning, the flames are high. You don't negotiate with flame.
So the house is burning is really means the planet is burning. This is used in the lore and culture about how the house is on fire.
You make them die. Progress not measured in speeches, it's measured on emissions. We didn't start the fire, but we must extinguish it.
It's going with Billy Joel's. We didn't start the fire, but we must extinguish it.
Hope is work, tied to results. It's
Hope is work tied to results. So if you hope for something, the action is the ultimate um, hope because you're taking actions to change the future outcomes. So it's tied to results.
never too late, although it's hard. The fight for good is worth every minute. You dedicate yourself, are courageous and gifted.
And then I'm hoping one day she'll hear this and I'll be able to tell her that last line, you dedicate yourself, are courageous and gifted. So the verses are more about like what she's talking about, and then the hook is like for her.
They'll know you for how you try, and they'll know you were always right, and they'll know you for the cries, and they'll know you for your fight. It's not guaranteed, it's built by choices, and we're running out of both.
So we're running out of choice. We're running out of the future and choices. We really gotta focus.
We really gotta focus. I know times are rough and the system seems hopeless, but this is our time. The magnum opus.
So magnum opus is your like, if you want, it's usually I think it's used in an orchestral. But there's when you conduct an orchestra, the magnum opus is your ultimate piece of work that's like the pinnacle of your career.
Jesus of Nazareth was reincarnated as a Swedish climate activist.
Jesus of Nazareth was reincarnated as a Swedish climate activist saving from annihilation. So I really do believe that if Jesus came back today, like if the second coming of Christ, like how would he get here? Would he ascend from heaven, or would he be born into somebody? And then, I mean, Jesus was a liberal hippie douche that was anti-establishment. He was a moral philosopher and activist. So I really think she's carrying out God's work or whatever, if you will. And if Jesus would come back, it would be in someone like Greta, and she's like Jesus in that way. And I believe if Jesus was alive today, he would be fighting the good fight of reversing global warming.
This saving from annihilation. The wrong Amazon is burning.
That's like a meme. The wrong Amazon is burning.
Billionaires are safe while the temperature rising. The profit is private, the damage is public.
Yeah, so like there's no like you can't eat GDP, you can't drink stock prices. The real wealth is in the environment, but we're destroying the environment for like fake wealth, for like financial wealth or whatever, for money. But real wealth is in the environment and how you treat the environment so it lasts, so you can keep on pulling that resource. Um, we don't, it's, it's financial wealth. It's not real wealth. Like the real wealth is in the commonwealth, the people, the institutions, the like whether you have drinkable water and breathable air, um, whether you have an ecosystem that can fight global warming, things like that. Like that's what it means to have real wealth, and we're destroying our real wealth for financial wealth.
They call it riots, but ignore their stomachs. You can't eat GDP, you can't drink stock prices. In fact, those are tied to environmental vices. We don't want your pity, we want your panic. We don't want your letters, we want your action. We don't want your excuses, we want your habits. We don't want your world, we want a better planet.
I don't know where I got that last part from.
We don't want your letters, we want.
Or we don't want your pity, we want your panic. She said that before. I don't want your pity, I want your panic. And then I think I made the rest of them up from that.
Your action, we don't want your excuses, we want your habits, we don't want your world, we want a better planet. They don't know you
Let's go to
for
Thunberg.
how you try, and they don't know you, we're always right, and they don't know you for the cries, and they don't know you for your fight.
Okay, that's it for the Friday listening party. I hope you had fun. I'm gonna do something, probably drink some tea. Is this cold again? Yeah, it's a little, it's warm, but that's about it. I'm gonna go drink some tea. Oh, that was the other announcement. A lot of my tracks got taken down from my distributor. I gotta re-upload them. So be patient with me. Keep on listening when they come out. Caused me a lot of stress and a big financial hit. So, anyways, that's it. Gonna get off TikTok. I'm like slow. I'm like not really responding here. I'm not thinking of the next thing that I need to do. 16 viewers on TikTok. Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my family. You're awesome. I love you very much. And until next time, you take care, all right?